Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Dinnell with Remax West Coast of the Dinnell Real Estate Group, Richmond's Community Realtors. And today on episode 12, well, this man does not need any introduction. If you've gone to school here, if you've grown up here, or if you've just had beers around the local breweries here in Richmond, you probably know who this man is. Randy Sangha. He is a teacher at McNair High School. And ironically, when he used to teach at Burnett in the 90s, he was also my teacher. So welcome, Mr. Sangha. How are you doing today? Or should I say Randy?
You can call me Randy because you know how long it has been since you've graduated. So,
well, yeah, I guess it's been 23 years. So is that aging me or aging you?
well, you know what ages me is the fact that I taught both your daughter and your son and yourself. So that I think ages me, not you.
And you also went to Europe with my son on a field trip with the whole class.
Yes, during spring break of 2019, I took a lot of students to Europe, and it highlight for me, highlight for them. It was amazing.
And I know Scott was supposed to go to New York last year, but obviously that was cut. And were you supposed to go on that trip as well?
We had just a week before the shutdown on the last normal day we had was Friday the 13th, March 13th. We were given word from our school district that we are not going to Europe, which is the good thing because we were heading straight to Italy, where
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah, it was a good thing you didn't go. So,
yes.
my first question, Randy, you've taught around here for years. A lot of people know who you are. Tell us something interesting about yourself.
I would have said this, and then I realized because we're all Richmondites, maybe this isn't that interesting, but I'm one of those rare born and raised Richmond, BC people. Born back here in 1960. Well, I'm not going to say, but
I know you're 56, right? So
okay, yes, okay.
65.
So, 65, and I grew up in what is now Terra Nova, but it was all farmland. I remember riding my bike to that farmer's farm there, straight down. It would be down one road, and then you turn left onto, I don't know what that street is.
Westminster Highway. It was further down Westminster. I remember that.
Yeah, and so I'm one of those rare Richmond people who've seen it all from the 1960s to now, what Richmond has grown into.
And it has obviously flourished and grown bigger over the years. What's your biggest change you've seen in Richmond over the years?
Central Richmond is one of the most confusing places now. Like I'm just like, it's concrete towers, and especially around that Olympic Oval. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been lost a few times. Where have I been? And my GPS is sort of out of date on my car, so I have no clue where I am. But you know what? Change is good. It's good. But yeah, the way downtown Central Richmond has developed, yes, very, very.
Yeah, and it's only going to get bigger over the years as well, right? But Steveston, who you've lived in Steveston before, still has that community, and it's growing, which is good for our local businesses in Steveston and Richmond. But it luckily has never had towers and never will, right? So.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? We have pockets of. That's the one thing. Richmond is community.
Yeah.
And there's pockets like where I teach at McNair or where I taught at Burnett or all of that. There is community that we do have outside of that central core. And maybe there is, I can't speak for the central core, but there is community everywhere around Richmond, which I love. So
yeah, no, exactly. And that's why we wanted to, do this series, because we have so many amazing Richmondites that need to be showcased and let everybody know about, because we do have such a sense of community here. Now, you've been teaching for many years. How many years have you been teaching?
So when I knew I was going to be asked this, I did the math and I'm like, wow, this is year 30. So I started off 2 years in Vancouver. Then I got my permanent contract at Burnett, where I taught for 16 years. taught you and a lot of your friends.
Yeah.
And then for 3 years, I got hired by UBC to teach teachers how to teach. Basically, taught.
You're just that good.
Okay. No, I love what I do, right? So I love what I do, and then I've been here now 9 years at McNair, so 30 years total.
Now, one thing that stuck out with me growing up and having you as a teacher is, you know, I maybe wasn't the best student. And one thing I loved about your teaching style is that you really helped us kids that maybe weren't doing so well in school step up our game. And I think my only A I ever got was in your marketing class, which funny today, I love, you know, our whole business is about marketing and things like that. So, you know, you help catapult my career. You know, why do you do what you do, and why are you so passionate for these kids?
Hey, Chris, I remember you, and I actually remember you, and you came in there sort of like, oh, I'm not gonna, but numbers do not equate to talent, to personality, to who you are. And you are one of those people I remember, and you sort of came in like, well, I'm not gonna do what, but you did. And you found your passion there. And I'm one of those teachers that never looks at what another, or your file, like what your previous marks were. I don't
Mine was probably a rap sheet.
But I didn't look at that. I don't look at what other teachers, I don't listen to what other teachers say. I take you for you.
Yeah.
You're the first time that you're in my class. And also, like, the work that I do, I don't do textbook work. I do innovative work. I throw things out there. I let you guys try things. And that is the thing that I remember in you. I remember one of your friends, Mike, who's now in is it Vietnam? Mike Pirro?
Oh yeah, he was a few years younger. Yes. Yes.
All of you guys.
Pirro.
Yeah, the Pirros. All of you guys. There was this, like, and I'm lucky too. I teach elective psychology and marketing, so your passion comes out there. But numbers, as you started off, numbers mean nothing to me.
Yeah,
it's that does not show your talent. That does not show your marks mean nothing. That's not motivation. That's not intelligence. That's not education. That's not what you learned.
Well, I also remember borrowing CDs off you in class to make mixtapes. Back when we still had CDs and tapes, you know, making mixtapes, you know, for your friends or even your girlfriend at the time was a good thing to do, right? So
yes, I still love music and I'm still in it. I know who Olivia Rodrigo is. #1 artist right now.
I don't even know who that is.
I know, and my students in class are like, whoa, you know who Olivia Rodrigo is? And I'm like, yeah, I'm open to music. Like, let's see what's out there. Let's listen. And then it's pause next.
That is hilarious. Oh, now I'm assuming the last year and a half has been a different one for you in your job. You know, how has teaching during COVID been different, and have you had to pivot to help kids a different way? Or, you know, I know some people have gone online. So how has that been for you?
I'm going to be honest, going online and missing that connection with the students has made me appreciate teaching even more so. Wow. And so when Richmond put us back into the classroom, back in September, I was hesitant. I was so nervous, scared, didn't understand what I needed that. And the students needed that. They needed this face-to-face interaction. And I'm a little nervous that powers that be up top here may go and say, oh, this is the wave, online education. I'm sorry, I think we need to be face-to-face where we can do project work and the students can learn from each other. And there's only so much you can just do online and give them worksheets or whatever, and discussions in little breakout rooms. You gotta be there. And so COVID made me appreciate teaching and the connection that I have with students. So I know I'm answering your question in a roundabout way, but
you're a teacher, you do that. So
yes. So it actually made me appreciate what I do way more than I realized before this hit.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to go off topic now because I know you love your beer. you're a huge craft beer guy. What is your favorite spot in Richmond for beer? I know there's a couple great spots. What's your favorite craft beer right now? You can let people know they can pick up, and maybe a local liquor store like O'Hare's.
Okay. So I gotta say Britannia, because you got that patio. You get to be, you can people watch and be watched yourself.
Yes.
And, it's just Stevenson has a great little vibe there. And yes, when I was a big supporter, and I've always been, when Fuggles started, they started out in Sportstown, then the owners kind of went to the area there. Those two breweries are awesome.
I totally agree with you. I love both as well. My favorite at Fuggles is the strawberry wit. And actually the mango wit is really good too in a hot summer.
I was just gonna say, that's a summer beer, man.
Exactly, a great summer beer. And with the great weather we've been having, like even just this past weekend, it's great to have that. And then, at Britannia, I love their blonde ale. And obviously I'm married to a blonde, Angela, so go figure, right?
I like the Chai Saison. I don't know why.
So yeah, and I love too what Stevenson's been doing is, I'm sure the city council has given temporary patios for a lot of these restaurants. So you've seen Stevenson Seafood House create a really big one. I think, did you ever teach Shane Dagan as well?
No, I know who he is, but no, I never taught him.
So you probably went by him in the hallways if he wasn't skipping.
Yes.
Shane, that's a shout out to you. We've seen DeVue's come up with a great run, and now I just saw Five Rivers, the new butcher in Stevenson. They got their own patio, and it looks like they're going to be trying to get some type of license or something. I don't really know. I haven't really heard, but it seems like they're going to set something up as well. And it's just really creating, especially Stevenson. It is. We all walk around, people watch, do that thing, and once we kind of get back, I really hope that City Council allows these temporary places, patios to stay, because it's definitely gives some vibe to the city.
I think that's a pro of COVID, honestly. How these businesses have adapted and how they've taken the negative and made it into a positive. And I agree with you. I hope it becomes something permanent, because we need it. Our city needs this for people to be outside and enjoy the weather when it's so fleeting as it is. So yeah.
Yeah, and interacting, and it gets more people down there, right? We need, Stevenson. I know a lot of the residents locally, hate on weekends when there are a ton of people, but our businesses really thrive off that tourist market, and whatever we can do to get more butts in restaurants and in stores, all the better for local business, and hopefully they'll keep it, because it's been a tough year for all of them, right? Yes. So that will be hopefully good, and hopefully come out on the positive side. Now, and I think you are right too. There have been so many businesses that have done some really innovative, pivoting around their business, and it's great to see that people are taking the positive out of this and doing some great things out there.
True that.
So my last question, Randy, what is it like to be a Richmondite? What does it mean to you to be a Richmondite?
You know what? It is comfort. And I'm going to explain this to you. And I remember talking to another teacher, and I go, as soon as I come over a bridge into Richmond, there's that feeling of, it's comfort. It's like mashed potatoes and gravy. It's just comfort, belonging. As I said, Richmond, I went to Thompson, I went to Burnett, I went to Richmond High. There's this sigh of relief when I come over a bridge. I don't really go through the tunnel that way coming back, but going over a bridge, it's just comfort getting back into Richmond. And that's what I'm going to say. For me, Richmond just feels comfortable, like a nice warm pair of socks or nice comfy slippers. It's just home.
I love that answer. That's probably one of the most comforting answers we've had yet on this series. So thank you, Randy. And, thank you for taking the time. You're always a great conversation. You always have great answers to whatever you're talking about. And I just I love running into you at the local breweries. And, we've become friends over the years. And thank you so much for helping out many, many students over the years, because I know there'll be a lot watching, and a lot of them will probably have some great, amazing memories of you. So
And
thank you.
thank you, Chris, for what you're doing for the community. I'm very, like, I feel like a dad to you right now. And you know, honestly, you're like, my former students are like my children. I have two of my own, but
Yeah,
I'm very proud of you. You've done
awesome. Thank you.
really well.
I really appreciate that, Rand, especially coming from you, because I really looked up to you growing up as a young student, and you were a young teacher at the time. So, and it's funny that you got to actually teach my kids, right? So that's it's hilarious. So, but thank you again, sir. Have an amazing day, an amazing week, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Okay, see ya.